departure information X-ray. ALS approach.
29, wind 040 degrees, 7 knots, runway 34, clear land. Contact departure, gentlemen.
Grüezi and welcome to Zurich Airport. The gateway to Switzerland connects Zurich daily and almost around the clock with the world. About 30 million passengers travel to 185 destinations in 66 countries. At the same time, we process almost 500 million tons of freight. We are proud to regularly receive awards for our reliability, short changeovers, and outstanding services. The 27,000 employees stand behind this achievement, and they take care of our guests together with our 280 partners. Oh, beg your pardon. I haven't introduced myself. My name is Orion, and together with my team at Ramp Safety, I take responsibility for safety on the tarmac. Join me for a discovery tour and let me show you the most significant stuff on the apron. Not without the fitting music, of course. You will become part of a select outfit which looks after the safety of our guests so that they can travel on time and comfortably to their loved ones, to an important appointment, or to their holiday destination. A bird's-eye perspective offers us a wonderful overview of the airport. The 3 runways surround the 3 terminals A, B, and E. You will find our main landing runway 14 to the northeast. Our departures are mainly out of runway 28. Our longest runway is runway 16. It is used by wide-body aircraft for their departures to long-haul destinations. Even after all my years here at the airport, I still find it a special and fascinating workplace. We are delighted to have you joining our airport family. The tarmac area is always busy, so it's important to be as visible as possible. It is compulsory to wear your safety vest properly. Isn't it fascinating to watch the airplanes take off and land? And incredibly loud too! That's why I recommend to wear ear protectors whenever you are close to airplanes. It's quite likely that you will be driving a vehicle here at the airport. To do so, you will need a special authorization in addition to your driving license. You will receive it after successfully completing the training with my team. Let me introduce you to some general rules already now. They are important for passengers in the vehicle too. Provided that your vehicle has safety belts installed, you will need to wear them whenever you drive faster than 30 km per hour. The tarmac area around the terminals is always busy. In addition to ground staff, there are countless vehicles and airplanes moving around. You can expect to have a limited overview at certain places. It's a matter of honor to pay undivided attention to your driving and nothing else. You will discover vehicles only found at the airport. Especially the trailers of the baggage carts are likely to swerve without prior warning. It's not allowed to park or even drive everywhere. It is therefore important to observe the ground markings. Pay taxiing airplanes your full attention. They always have the right of way and can cross your path from all directions. It's not always clear which way they will be turning, since they have no blinkers. I remember a tight situation where a violation of the right of way made the crew brake suddenly in order to avoid a collision. As you know, our operation is almost 24/7 and all year round. Therefore, the weather plays an essential role, quite commonly creating demanding conditions on the tarmac. This is why I recommend to drive with restraint and caution. They are the key to safe driving. Takeoff is a very critical flight phase, with high stress for man and machine alike. In order to produce the necessary thrust, the engines need to suck in high amounts of air. But also the tires are exposed to particular loads as they move down the runway with up to 300 kilometers per hour. This is why loose objects are a safety threat to airplanes. They can cause great damage if they get sucked in or are run over by the airplane. Aviation loves abbreviations and calls this FOD in our lingo. Those letters stand for Foreign Object Debris or Damage. Back in summer 2000, an Air France Concorde overran a small object during its takeoff roll at Paris. A tire burst, causing a leak in one of the fuel tanks. Subsequently, a fire broke out and the plane crashed shortly after lifting off. It is therefore your obligation to remove any loose debris that you discover on the tarmac and to dispose of it in the respective FOD bins located at every gate. Notify us immediately if you should discover something on the taxiway or especially on the runway. We will take care of it and make sure it is removed. In a short while, there will be an airplane arriving at this parking position. It is just landing on runway 14. The perfect time for us to observe the handling process, and I can point out some specialities you need to pay close attention to.
Quite loud, isn't it?
Is that better? Make sure you always use ear protectors and wear your safety vest to be clearly visible. In order to park with precision, the pilots are led by a guidance system. If it is out of service, they are guided by the marshaller. To be seen by the pilots at all times, it's possible that the marshaller might stop on the driving lane. It is therefore not allowed to walk or even drive in between the marshaller and the airplane. A so-called anti-collision light can be found on the fuselage of every aircraft. When it's flashing, the pilot is signalizing that the aircraft is moving or will do so shortly. As long as it is flashing, no one except the ground crew may stay within the red marking lines of the parking position. Running engines are a safety hazard. Always move with required safety clearance around an airplane with running engines. While the primary threat of a jet engine is its so-called jet blast, the danger of a propeller airplane is its rotating propellers. Once they have secured the airplane and the red flashing light has been switched off, you are cleared to approach the airplane. Soon, this airplane will depart for its next journey. The handling process already starts whilst the inbound passengers are still disembarking. Let's observe, and I will provide further tips for working around a parked airplane. Can you see the orange safety cones around the airplane? They have been placed around the engines and all four corners of the airplane by the ground crew. They function as markers for the vehicle drivers in order to safely maneuver around the airplane, maintaining the required distance. It may look like a huge bustle, but is indeed a perfectly orchestrated process of a variety of partners. Only with due mutual consideration is it possible for this team to work in harmony on the tight parking spots. While the cleaning crew is cleaning the airplane, the mechanic inspects it. Baggage and freight are stowed. Fresh catering is loaded, and at the same time, refueling takes place. The schedule is tight, and several tasks are performed at the same time. In order to avoid severe damage, or prevent someone even getting hurt, it is important that you maneuver with the utmost care. After all, we know that an incident can happen quickly in the heat of the battle. Let's take a look at the refueling process. Make sure to never stand on or drive over the refueling hose. Furthermore, it is important to maintain an unobstructed escape route for the refueling truck. That's it! The handling crew has done a good job. All passengers are on board and loading has been completed. They do a final walk around to check that there are no loose objects. The chocks have been removed, the red anti-collision light on the airplane, as well as the warning light of the pushback tractor are flashing, and we can start the pushback neatly on schedule. Now it's time again to observe the safety clearance and under no circumstances to go behind the airplane. Keenly observe the traffic situation and remember that the airplanes always have the right of way. Certain stands don't require a pushback, and the airplane taxis out on its own power right after it has started its engines. This will be monitored by the ground crew. Look out for their all-clear signal. They do this with a thumbs up to the cockpit. It clears the pilots to move and means that you have to hold your position. I would have loved to board the plane and fly far away. Don't you think that today is just a perfect day to fly? Of course, the weather isn't always that nice. Especially during winter, thick fog can reduce visibility. Those demanding conditions challenge the flight crews and call for an automatic landing. But also back here on the ground, things get challenging. Other personnel or vehicles are spotted at shorter notice, so it's important to move with extra caution and vigilance. Winter offers some freezing temperatures, causing ice to form. Be cautious and mind the increased braking distance when you are on the move. When strong winds prevail, you can watch the pilots show their best skills. Then it is essential to properly secure objects against displacement or being blown away. I can clearly remember a luggage cart gone with the wind on its ghost ride across the tarmac. It collided with a parked airplane and caused substantial damage. As soon as thunderstorms are approaching, you can expect a handling stop. All labor has to cease immediately, and it is important that you seek shelter swiftly. After all, we don't want anybody to get struck by lightning. We are back at the southern part of the airport where my garage is located. Whereas my team is responsible for the safety on the tarmac, the control center of the airport authority pulls all the strings. The team of the airport managers is the link between the various partners here at the airport and is your contact partner in case of an incident. They monitor and manage airport operations from their control room or in their patrol car on the tarmac. May I introduce, this is Gushti, the car of the airport authority. It looks like he's on his way to an incident. There's been a fuel spill, and Gushti and his team are coordinating the appropriate measures. There is an emergency fuel shut-off switch at every stand. It immediately interrupts the underground refueling system and prevents further spillage. Should you use a walkie-talkie while working on the apron, you will find a red emergency button on it. It connects you directly with the emergency call center and allows you to request assistance immediately. We are reaching the end of our discovery tour at Zurich Airport. I got to tell you a lot about our daily operations and show you what you need to be specially aware of. You are part of a select outfit that can call this special workplace its own. We are glad to have you on board, helping us in the cause for common safety. It protects yourself, co-workers, and our passengers and crews in the sky. Thank you for your commitment. It contributes to connecting Switzerland safely, on time, and comfortably with the world.